thing. Huh? 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 I can't believe it. She said yes. Thank you to all of PHL Nation for being patient. We've been having connection issues. Getting around London, it's been absolutely crazy today. I'm on a high because Haley put this thing on her finger yesterday. And I think everyone out here thinks I just snatched this from somebody. Wow. 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 Thank you guys so much for all the messages that you guys have sent. What's up to Big Jake? What's up to Skipper? What's up to Rob? What's up to Big Dog? I'm officially a fiance now. This is crazy. So we're in one of the more low-key areas of London, actually not too far away from where we're staying. Thank you so much, Landon. I really appreciate it. But there is a lot of LSU stuff that I want to get to tonight. Haley's in there having a margarita. She is celebrating Cinco de Mayo in London. So obviously, this is great. I know it's 3:41 for a lot of you in London, in England, in the United States. But obviously, it feels wonderful to be in a different part of the world. It's rare you get this opportunity. And I do want to share this information. You have heard it throughout the live streams that we've been doing. Hey, where did Presley Collection? What exactly do they do? We know about the watches, but of course, this engagement ring right here was thanks to Anthony Starr Presley. So that's just awesome. Haley's in here having a margarita. But yeah, these London restaurants are so intense, and they make for a good time everywhere you go. So I know it's loud in here. Look at that. Look at that. But yeah, really good stuff. So yeah, for me, as far as everything that's happened over the past 48 hours, I never thought being engaged would be so interesting. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Is it strange seeing a live stream being done while it's night in the background, but day where most of you are? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know. And of course, there's a lot of LSU stuff that I want to get to today. The first thing I'll say is this has been the number one question that I've gotten over the past year or so, as far as Brian Kelly. Is he actually going to win a national championship? Is he actually going to get LSU to the college football playoff? And for me, I keep going back to this one thing, right? And it's not just the national championship thing. It's not just the last three coaches have won national championships. It's this simple truth about what he's done to this program up to this point, whether it be Dante Moore being a part of the recruiting process for LSU, whether it be LSU really starting to be more organized, more communicative. Is that even a word? Communicative? It's pretty incredible, honestly. So for me, I guess you could say I do feel pretty confident that Brian Kelly is going to find a way to get this ball rolling at LSU. So, yeah, I think he's going to win LSU a ring. Yeah, I do. Absolutely. I do truly believe he's going to get it done at some point. Okay? Say hi to Big Jake. What's good? Gotta love it. Let's see. Big thanks to Urban Sombrero. For some reason, I can't see the comments. I can see it on the actual YouTube browser. But, yeah, for some reason, I can't see the comments where I am right now. And I just saw that Urban Sombrero just dropped a big super chat. Let me see if I could. I was wondering why the comments weren't flying in here. Let me see if I could. Now I can see it. Thank you so much. Uh, Glory to Ukraine. Go Tigers. Thank you so much, Yusha, for showing love, but also showing love is Urban Sombrero with the super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So I know I almost got hit. As you guys know, it is a little bit different, being on the road, being in London and all of that. But I do have to shout out once again our friend, Bang. So I've been sharing this with you guys, right? But I want to tell this quick story, and I think you guys would find this pretty incredible. And sometimes you wonder if things are meant to be or not. We were getting ready to buy an engagement ring. We were, and then Anthony Starr Presley finally hit us up, and he was thinking about joining the PHL movement and being a part of what we're doing at Power Hour LSU. And guess what? He said, I'm an engagement ring expert. Why don't you let me take care of the most important thing you will ever give your future wife? And it was Presley Collection who got me this engagement ring. So I had been giving hints. That I am a personal testament to Anthony Starr Presley. Now, I will say this, and I promise I'll get back into LSU stuff in just a second. You guys have seen the ring. It has been put all over social media, basically. This is what's really interesting about the ring itself is I know nothing about engagement rings. I also did not know anything about Anthony Starr Presley and what he could do with engagement rings. And little did I know, he really knows what he's doing. And we're also able to work out something to where we are going to continue with the Presley Collection on PHL. So understand that the ring, we had one picked out, and he said, look, I will do a better price on the ring if you just work with me. And he did. That's also a reason why we were able to go to London, because he does that. And he's going to do that for all PHL viewers. So you guys know about the watch. Okay. Boom. All right. This is our main project that he and I both worked together on. PHL promo code. You get the watch for 100, not 179, 129, 100. So promo code PHL. And I wanted to show you guys this right here. This is a bunch of messages I've been getting about the ring itself. And as you can see, these are just 4 of about 20 messages that I've received about the actual ring. So there you go. That's not a sponsored read or anything like that. Yes, Presley Collection does sponsor the channel, but that's just a personal testimony. Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate it. Mark, DM me on Twitter. I promise you Star will get you right. Promise you. I didn't believe it at first, but he made me a believer. And he'll take care of it. And he'll give you a PHL discount. I guarantee it. So if you want the watch, PresleyCollection.com, promo code PHL. You get it for a good deal. So it does not come in orange and blue. Actually, you know what, Mark? I actually can get it in orange and blue for you. But it'll be a little bit different. Huh? So anyway, back to LSU stuff, which is why you guys are here. I know it's a little bit weird. It's 3 p.m. where you are. But there is a lot of LSU stuff that I've been keeping up with in the background. And the funny thing about it is there's not a whole lot of LSU news. Normally, right after the spring game, we do our spring game analysis. Tomorrow night, you will get a Walker Howard film study, and it's very good. I spent a lot of time on it. studying Walker Howard's spring game tape to see what he has to offer as a starting quarterback, potentially for LSU down the road. I will say this, the more I look into the historical data of true freshman quarterbacks, Greg, hit me up, shoot me a DM. I'll be able to take care of that for you. Well, I won't. Star will. If you look at the historical data, true freshman quarterbacks are rarely good, right? That's not just common sense. That's also just the truth. That true freshman quarterbacks normally don't play well. But normally by their true sophomore season, you know what type of quarterback that you have. Now, what's really interesting about that is obviously Walker Howard might not play his true sophomore season. He might have to wait his turn to get an opportunity. Thank you so much, Jason, for the super chat. And Jason, you get to pick the next topic. Urban Sobrero, you get to pick the next topic. But we'll get to Urban Sobrero's question really quickly. But one more thing on Walker Howard. Even if he's not the guy next year, he might have to wait till his junior season. Normally, you know pretty quick after year 2 if a quarterback is good or not. That's why I don't believe in Max Johnson at Texas A&M. We normally tend to think quarterbacks can get better. In the case of someone like Kenny Pickett, he had a huge year 4 jump. But normally who you are as a true sophomore quarterback lets you know who you are actually as a quarterback, unless you have a ton of factors going against you. Which is very interesting because Jaden Daniels had a lot of factors going against him. But still, if you go aggregate Jaden Daniels' QBRs from his first couple of seasons, they're still pretty good. I mean, they're still fine. They really are. Let's go to this, and then we'll go to Jason's question next. Are you surprised we haven't seen more transfers after the spring game? No, because there was a May 1st deadline where you had to transfer by May 1st so you could be available to play the next season. So what's really interesting about that, Urban Sobrero, is LSU was in a position where they really could have used a few more transfers before the May 1st deadline in their favor. But one thing that I think happened for them that worked out really well for them is that LSU, they started spring so late that when they started, it gave the players who had not transferred yet less time to make the May 1st deadline. So what I think is going to happen, Urban Sobrero, moving forward, is teams are going to start their spring practices when LSU starts their spring practices because they want to keep as many players around before that May 1st date. So, Jason, once again, thank you so much. You have been one of the biggest supporters. You're also the president of the Xavier Carter fan club on this channel. So let's talk about this, Jason. Was LSU really close to losing Boutte again? Saw Lon mention it on Twitter. Okay, a few things about this. The first thing is, who is Kayshon's biggest name, image, and likeness deal? Who is it? Well, as of right now, the biggest name, image, and likeness deal with Kayshon is Gordon, at least that we know of. The Get Gordon. You guys know Gordon McErnan. I don't know if I said his last name correctly, but he's a big injury attorney in Baton Rouge for those that don't know. And I've heard, once again, you guys know I'm not the biggest source guy. I do have people that give me information. When I do, I normally do share it. And I've shared this before. I did hear that the Kayshon leaving LSU stuff had a little bit more legs than we first initially thought. But here's the thing. That's not really uncommon because we saw it with Jordan Addison. Right now, Kayshon's not even the biggest wide receiver story in college football. It's Jordan Addison and what is potentially happening with him. the Biletnikoff winner who is seriously rumored of going to another school. So what's very interesting about that, Jason, is yes, I do think Kayshon seriously considered going somewhere else, or not necessarily going somewhere else to play somewhere else, or that he wanted to go play at Alabama or whatnot. I think it's more, hey, I wanted to test the open market to see how much money I could get about LSU, from LSU. So that's what a lot of college students are doing. They see the Miami shooting guard who was on a 14-17 Kansas State basketball team getting a $800,000 deal. Players are on social media. They know that there's commentators out there. They're up on all the stories, and you better daggum guarantee that the players know what all the other athletes are getting at other schools, right? So yeah, it's very important to keep that in mind. I don't think Kayshon was going anywhere this last time. I saw a few murmurs about it on Twitter. Once again, full disclosure, I am on vacation. Last 48 hours has been the craziest 48 hours of my life. But yeah, I did see that there was a lot of variance, right, in reporting that Kayshon's going elsewhere. I don't think Kayshon over the last week or few days seriously considered going to Alabama because of the May 1st deadline, because of the SEC to SEC thing, because I believe he is not a graduate yet. It's crazy. The guy at a red mohawk behind me? Huh? Red Mohawks, baby. Let's go. Let's see. So right now I'm in London. We're at this taco place. Well, Haley is. I'm not hungry. I wanted to come hang out with you guys. I'm just kidding. Haley and I had dinner out in the park earlier. It was very romantic. So this is one of the, I'll go up to it in a second. One of the best pubs I've ever been to. It's crazy. No, they are not public information. They are not. But they are publicly known because it's name, image, and likeness, right? If it's name, image, and likeness, that means you are advertising a product, right? So you have to, it's not good for the person giving you money under the guise of that person selling a product if they don't actually sell the product. Johnny Five, you already know what I'm about to say, okay? I've already seen Greg talk about needing an engagement ring. I've already seen Mark saying, hey, I need a 10-year anniversary ring. It is what it is. You guys know where to go, baby. But to Jason's point, I would say Kayshon sitting out next year is more likely than him playing for another school, even if there was some backdoor way that he could go somewhere else and play right away. Okay? So that's all there is to it. I don't believe Kayshon's going elsewhere. Thank you, Brantley. I really appreciate it. But that's the thing. It's not, all of this is just a new Wild Wild West. We don't know what's happening. We really don't. We like to think we know. We don't know. We don't. Thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it, man. Yeah, that was some good news, Mark. But I don't talk about LSU basketball on here. But anytime we get a W in LSU basketball, or if an LSU basketball player were to come on the channel, or Coach Matt McMahon, I'd love to talk about it. I keep up with LSU basketball. I just don't talk about it on here because, there's 1,000 different people that do, and you guys come here for LSU football and engagement chatter, okay? That's what we're known for here. But what's really cool is we get to walk around, enjoy London. It's great. It's great. Let's go in here. Thank you so much, Paris. We appreciate it. Thank you. How about Look at that. Oh, you're not even watching me. She's watching.
Trial. Can you see I said it even in your live.
Oh, you gotta go Tootsie?
Will you order me a watermelon margarita?
Yeah.
This hibiscus one card. Oh my god.
Hibiscus?
Yes.
But Chris,
I was gonna order you the steak taco and then they have your corn for $3.
Well, yeah, get it.
Hey, sweetie. Can I order a watermelon? The hibiscus.
I don't want anything.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just running watermelon.
Looking good.
Okay. So you want watermelon? Watermelon, yeah.
Are you ready to order food?
I've already done it.
Oh, you already did?
Mine, but I'm going to get yours takeaway.
Okay.
I got this. Don't worry. Hey, guess what? Who's on top of it? I wish he would understand that.
I know, Greg. We're turning up. But yeah. So, Mark, I have been drinking only fruity beers. You guys know this. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Can you hear me okay in here? But yeah, Doc Knock, I appreciate your support. Yes, Brantley, we're actually, well, I'm not going to reveal where I'm going on Saturday. But Kayshon's not going to go anywhere, right? Kayshon is not going to go anywhere. King Ulysses, you know it's all about the fruity beers. You know it. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Do you have an issue with me drinking fruity beer in the land of all the great stout beers in England? But yeah, as far as the rest of the SEC is concerned, let's just say for some reason, okay, let's say Kayshon didn't play for LSU next season, okay, which he's going to play next year. This is not a Jamar Chase scenario, right? This is not a Jamar Chase situation. He's going to play. I don't think it is confirmed that Kayshon, thank you so much. I don't think it's confirmed that Kayshon is the number one wide receiver in this class, right? I just don't think he's the number one guy consensus right now. I would potentially take Jackson Smith and Jigba over Kayshon. I think most people actually do have Jackson Smith and Jigba of Ohio State over Kayshon. The thing that Jamar Chase had in his favor was Jamar Chase was not he was the consensus number one overall wide receiver in the class. And it wasn't close. Jamar Chase was still way ahead of Jalen Waddle and Devonta Smith, and he didn't even play. And those guys had historically great seasons. Of course, Waddle got hurt, but Devonta Smith had the best wide receiver season of the modern era, won the Heisman Trophy. I just don't think Kayshon's in a position where, even though he's not the wide receiver clear-cut one, I don't think he's going to just sit out next year. I just don't. So I think he's going to play. I do. Big Dex, big dog, what's good, baby? Overall pimp score. You got to have a pimp score, of course. Skipper, what's good? I really appreciate you, man. When Haley gets back, I'll show you our pub. Are we doing a bachelor party in Vegas or the Quarter? We're doing it in New Orleans the day of the Florida State game. Working with a couple of venues as we speak to host a Florida State watch party in New Orleans, or at least do a Florida State pregame. Rob, well, I guess I got to dump the fruity beer. Rob said that I got to dump the fruity beer. But Rob was the one who actually got our dinner last night. Look, you got a wedge salad. Look at that. How was it? Yeah. All right, babe, I'm gonna go back outside. Ugh. What's up, Jacob? Good to see you, man. But let me show you. Let me show you a real British pub. Okay. Haley wanted to go have tacos because it's Cinco de Mayo, right? Rob does not like the fruity beer. He doesn't. The second thing I would say, though, is at least if something were to happen with that, LSU has a really deep wide receiver room. Now, two things can be true at once, right? You could still have a really deep wide receiver room. You could still have a deep wide receiver room and still understand that Kayshon has some traits that the other wide receivers don't have, right? Kayshon has some true game-breaking potential, and a rare ability to be a true field stretcher. Whereas guys like Malik Neighbors and Jack Besh, they're as well-rounded as Kayshon. They're just not at that level right now. So LSU's wide receiver room would be fine if for some reason Kayshon were to re-aggravate an injury or whatnot. But the team is so much better with him. So let's see. So the next thing I would say is, as far as LSU's overall team right now, I understand that we feel LSU is really strong up front. I feel really good about the LSU defensive line. I know a lot of you do as well. But I also am a little concerned with how we're going to fit the run next year. Okay? So type Y for yes, type N for no. Do you feel comfortable about LSU's front right now? As in, our defensive line next year is good enough for us to go win a national championship. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Okay? I'm very curious because when I get back, we're going to have some real discussions about the LSU defensive line. And the reason why I say that is tomorrow we're dropping our defensive depth chart. So tomorrow night, it will be at 6 p.m. I will schedule it. On Wednesday, I said we were going to drop a video at 6 p.m. Well, I accidentally put it at 6 p.m. our time in London instead of their time. Josh says no. Tony says no. I am a little concerned about a few things. I do feel some guys are playing out of position. But playing out of position is not bad if those guys can learn to be good at what they do out of position. So, for instance, I don't think Ali Gay next year is going to be playing the position that he is going to play at the NFL. He's going to be a traditional 4-3 defensive end in the NFL when he gets there, right? That's not what he's going to be doing for LSU. Now, he's going to be in some traditional defensive end sets at times, but I don't believe Ali Gay will be I don't believe Ali Gay is playing the right position that he's been playing the last couple of seasons, which is a traditional outside 4-3 defensive end. Same thing is sort of true with Savion Jones. So I do think that's going to take some getting used to, right? So we'll see. Obviously, this defense line is really talented. I know a lot of you sent me this, knowing that I'm a big Jaquelin Roy fan, that Pro Football Focus has Jaquelin Roy as one of their top 10 NFL draft prospects for next year, which obviously excites me. That's the thing, Doc. Where else is he going to play? Is he going to play the standing outside linebacker role? I mean, look, he could turn into a really good 3-4 defensive end. It's just those guys normally have like a thicker build, right? So we'll see. At least 4 future first-round guys on the DL. I like that. Obviously, Mason Smith is probably going to be a first-rounder. B.J. Ojolari's got a good chance of being a first-rounder. He's in a lot of first-round mocks. So I want to show you this. This is our home pub right here. Look at this thing. It's bustling with people. Let's see. And I'll show you where the proposal was. Let's see. The proposal was actually done right here. This is where it was. Huh? That's interesting. I didn't know that, King Ulysses. I didn't think to go watch his I didn't think to go watch his JUCO footage. What's up, Pegasus? Good to see you. Joshua, I don't know why you're still such a big Eric Gilbert fan. He's not coming back. Huh? Oh, man. Jesus will come back and play for LSU before Eric Gilbert comes back and plays for LSU. Huh? So let's see. The wide 9, baby. Let's go. I know, King Ulysses, you don't have that Jordan Davis or Tyler Shelvin type, but there's not many of those guys out there either that are athletic enough. Oh, look at these Bulldogs. England is such a big dog city. England's such a big dog city. Jack Besh is going to have a breakout year. I love it. So next thing I want to talk about is recruiting. Obviously, you know, the bigger story, obviously, today, Mark pointed this out earlier. LSU had a big pickup in in basketball. But for me, as far as recruiting is concerned, LSU is looking good right now for 2023. Obviously, it's very early to start projecting that. I do think it would benefit LSU a lot if there was the 32 scholarship limit for the next class. So we'll see. Larry, I just obviously Tackett Curtis is very interested in going to play. He's not totally sold on playing at LSU, and most recruits aren't. You know, at this point they're opening their recruitment. Obviously, there's some guys like Trey Holly who have some heavier LSU lean than other prospects, but there's also some players that want to test the waters. We'll see. I just don't think it's like a for sure thing that LSU is going to land every last Louisiana prospect there is. I think we do tend to get so tied up in landing every single prospect that's been committed or every single prospect that's in the state of Louisiana. It's just not going to happen. It's just not. You know, there's going to be guys that want to go elsewhere. But, you know, I like Tackett Curtis a lot. I don't like him as much as some of the other kids in this class. I'm a big believer in the Osbury kid. I really do like him out of U High. I do think Shelton Sampson is a big-time need for LSU. And as of right now, I think him and Derek Williams are the two best players in the state. But once again, this is just junior. This is just junior tape. This isn't high school senior tape. It's not out there. But here's the thing, Larry. If he goes to Ohio State, you don't have to play him. You don't, unless we see him in the college football playoff. That's the thing. If you lose a recruit, kind of like Trevante Citizen, I like Trevante Citizen a lot. If he's going to Miami, it's not as big a deal as if he went to Alabama or A&M or anywhere like that. So I wouldn't focus too much on landing players. The thing you want to make sure doesn't happen, or the thing you hope that doesn't happen, is those players decide to go to other SEC schools. You don't have to worry about. Trevante Citizen. You don't. We're never going to play Miami. Never going to play him. And if we do, it's going to be in a meaningless bowl game. I don't think we're playing them in the playoff for the next couple of seasons. And also, he doesn't go to another team that helps them out in the same division you're in. You know, college football is a sport where your conference matters more than pretty much any other sport that's out there. So, you know, for me, I think in recruiting, it's so important to make sure that players go somewhere that isn't someone that LSU is going to play every year, right? So, yeah, it's very important. I like this 2023 quarterback class as well, King Ulysses. Obviously, Jalen Rashada, that's something that excited a lot of LSU fans. But Dante Moore is going to be the guy that they're going to go after. I do. Rob says Landon Ibieta is going to play a lot as a freshman. Once again, I can see that. I can. It's going to be hard for him to break wide receiver rotation, but he's definitely going to play some special teams. And he's a guy that likes special teams as a return guy. But I do think he's someone that could give you something as a gunner on special teams on punt team. But we'll see. You know, here's the one thing about Landon Ibieta is if he truly is special year one and he truly is a burner, you want burners to be on the field, right? If he is a guy that in year one can get behind safeties consistently, then yeah, you play him, right? But, you know, it's just going to be so hard for any wide receiver to crack the rotation. It really is. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, once again, it would be nice to get Jamar Chase back. Look at this. You got to love it. You do. Let's see here. Wanted to show you guys this as well. From left to right, which one of these quarterbacks is going to transfer? I still can't believe that all four of these quarterbacks are here. And that's a really good thing, right? But it was such a foregone conclusion that they were going to be here. How is it? Arch would sign with Tulane before LSU. That's good. Let's see. Wish we had those beasts back. I'll be right out there. Ooh. Well, I love you. You could see him leaving. I could see it too. You got to do what's best for yourself. Neither. They like competition. last shot at getting a Manning. I think it'd be cool. But I don't think I'm actually with King Ulysses here. I just think there's so many good 2023 quarterbacks out there that you don't need to just worry just about Arch Manning. Question: if one of these quarterbacks into the portal now, they have to sit out this season, right? I believe so. I believe the May 1st deadline was what it was. Obviously, Doc, there's always waivers to be had, right? The Justin Fields waiver was such a big story, right? Just a few years ago. And there was no rules at the time that said Justin Fields could transfer one school to the next and it automatically allows him to be eligible. Miles can grad transfer, right? I believe so, but I still think that there is a May 1st deadline. I do. Not getting Eli, that's for sure. But yeah. Mark. Let's see here. But one could be a high possibility of two going. Yeah, the thing about the 2 QB system, type Y for yes, type in for no. Would you be interested in a 2 quarterback system? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Well, we know for sure Walker Howard's not going to go anywhere. I just don't think. I just don't think. I just don't think Garrett Nussmeier is going to leave. I also could see a scenario where he might leave, right? You have to do what's best for you. All right. I know, Big Al. Let's see. No. I do think if Jaden Daniels doesn't win the job and he is still with LSU, he is still going to play. He is still going to get the opportunity to play somewhere, right? I do think LSU will play him some. Now, will it be a lot? No, it won't be a lot. But could he play somewhere? Yeah, he could. We'll have to see. What's up, Jacob? Good to see you. If they have to sit out, they might as well stay here. If Nuss wants to transfer, it's happening next season, not this season. He's in a battle with Howard. Yeah, I mean, look, sitting sucks. Nobody likes to sit. Nobody does. But happy birthday, dear. I was singing happy birthday. Woo! Happy birthday! Nothing like a good birthday celebration. But yeah. Happy birthday! No, Jacob, I appreciate you. So here's what we'll do. We'll answer as many questions as we possibly can in the next 5 minutes. And let's do it. Let's go. If you super chat, we'll keep this thing going. Obviously, Haley and I, we're going to keep drinking. We're going to Liverpool tomorrow. I've yet to have a drink today. Do we have Zimas in London? You better believe we got those Zimas in London, baby. Let's go. But yeah, I was just drinking a fruity watermelon drink. What's up, normal guy? Good to see you. He's a great route runner. Grad transfer. Rob says maybe on the 2QB system. That's good, man. But yeah, it's interesting, right? Yeah, this big life event happened last night, and we were at just this crazy, and I mean crazy, dinner last night. I believe Channing Tatum had ate there the night before, but the restaurant's name was Sexy Fish, and the actual bottle service at Sexy Fish was like, "Oh, you're the guy from Power Hour LSU, the YouTube channel." I was like, "Oh my god!" And they're like, "Channing Tatum has nothing on you." But no, the dinner was incredible. They didn't know what PHL was. I didn't say anything about PHL though. Maybe they were viewers and they didn't know it was me. But yeah, it was really good. Exactly, Doc. Channing Tatum has nothing on us. What was the name of that QB from Texas that's less miles? Oh, I was about to say Jarrett Lee, but I don't think he used him as an athlete. The QB from Russell Shepard. That's right. We just talked about Russell Shepard yesterday. Yeah, I think if Jaden Daniels plays, even if it's just like a few select packages, it is technically still a 2-quarterback system in theory. But it's all up in the air now with the transfer portal. Everybody can go anywhere, not at any time, but it's just changed so much. And I don't even think, as far as the transfer portal is concerned, I don't even think the biggest story is just players that transfers. I think part of what makes the transfer portal not great, and there is more good than bad with the transfer portal, let me clear that up. But a big reason why the transfer portal is a pain for an athlete is there's always just that little whisper in the back of your mind that says, maybe I made the wrong decision. Right? Here's a good example of this. Take Corey Kiner, for instance. Right? Corey Kiner played a lot as a true freshman. He was really good when he got his opportunity to play. Now, a lot of his success did happen in garbage time of bad games. But Corey Kiner was like, goodness, I could have gone to Cincinnati and played for a team that went to the college football playoff. And maybe I would have played and been a part of it. Maybe I was a missing piece for my home state school. The one thing that the transfer portal does is when you sign that piece of paper, that doubt doesn't leave you. That is always in the back of your mind. Maybe if I would have done that, maybe if I would have gone to this school. And it's a lot of pressure. Not so much on the where can I play and succeed the most aspect of it. It's also just the mental anguish that goes into when you initially make your decision to go play college football somewhere. So, for me, I just think that that's very critical to keep in mind that with the college football transfer portal, you can go anywhere you want. You can. It's a good example as well. Good example as well right here. Deion Smith is the same exact thing, right? Almost to a T. He played well. His best games did come against, non-Power 5 competition, but he's still really talented. He still can go and be a future NFL wide receiver. He could still go to another school and be a 40, 50 catch guy. He's really, really good. So in the back of your mind, you're like, maybe I should have gone there. The thing that's different if you are a Louisiana prospect is your whole life you are dreaming of going to play for LSU. I would say probably 85 to 90% of recruits dream of playing for LSU. And it makes it a little bit easier for you to mentally buy into what you're doing because you're so used to growing up and people saying the dream is playing for LSU. Like, once the kids were good in grade school or whatnot, they probably had parents saying, hey, you're going to play at LSU one day. You're going to play at LSU one day. So there's Jared. Thank you, Jared. I appreciate you, my friend. The green. Well, all right, guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. And this was fun. This was fun. You got to see a real London pub. That was pretty incredible. Um, this was so much fun hanging out with you. I appreciate all the kind words. I'm sorry for the internet connection issues. It's London. Wi-Fi and all that stuff is so different here. So, so yeah. Until next time, which is tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow at 6 p.m. your time, our defensive depth chart piece will drop. Ali Gay will be the thumbnail, okay? It will drop at 6 p.m. So if you want something to do on a Friday night, we're going to be dropping a new video, defensive depth chart. You can check it out. Once again, thanks to Urban Sombrero for the big super chat. Thanks to our other big super chatters, Tony and Jason. You guys make it happen. I really do appreciate it. And we'll see you tomorrow, okay? It is Pow Out LSU Bow. And tonight, we're doing tacos tonight in England. Let's go, Cinco de Mayo. Let's go.